Hello guys, welcome back. So anyways, we are back in Super Mario 3D All-Stars, 100% playthrough. We already finished off Super Mario 60 Star, so with the finishing of that, we finally get to move into one of the few games I've never beaten or 100%ed at all, Super Mario Sunshine. I have cleared a couple of stars, and I do own the original GameCube version, but I've never beaten it because it is a very difficult game. You have to explore almost all the levels to get through it. It's just crazy. So yeah. So yeah, obviously Mario needs a break, so he's coming to Isle Delfino. Oh, and you could already see something's wrong. There's Shadow Mario in the background, which you can just barely see. So yeah, this is the game that introduced Shadow Mario into the play, and someone else in particular. Also, Mario's got a stun. If you were to play in Japanese, by the way, it still talks in English for some strange reason. Which feels kind of silly when you see the other Japanese voice acting that appears throughout the game. Well, with that, we finally get to enter Super Mario Sunshine. In case you didn't already notice, this game has voice acting in a Mario game, and it's actually pretty good. Okay, we're just gonna go right into this, because this game has a lot of cutscenes, so the sooner we get into it, the better. So we already know that Mario and friends are trying to go in a vacation. However, a problem arises almost immediately. As you can see, this area is completely dirty.
What happened?
Before I really do much, I do want to figure out how to do a couple of the tricks, because I've been failing on a lot of the bad levels recently, and I need to remember how to do them. Because I will probably need these tricks if I want to get through this game. This is a very difficult game. I consider this game to be more difficult than Mario Galaxy for two reasons. One, it's longer and more annoying 100%, and just almost every level is difficult, and the final level is absolutely brutal. What doesn't really have much to collect, other than like just collecting maybe the 8 red coins or something else, is just brutal game. Alright, well, just like, well, for starters, Mario does keep his original movements, so if we dive in particular, we can reach extra heights early, so yeah. But first we're gonna come over here because we get flood. Yeah. The only game with flood in the only true Mario game to have this flood, which is really cool, I think. Unfortunately, there is no real way of skipping this, which is why I'm trying to go through this as soon as possible so we can go with other stuff. There's actually a lot more than what he tells you to do. There's actually a lot of secret tricks. But probably the main thing we're going to need is this thing, the hover nozzle, which allows us to hover in the air for the short time. This is about our only way to beat the game. Without it, it's really difficult. That being said, though, there are some levels that will take away our flood. So yeah, we get to use a bunch of water. Okay, well, for starters, oh, by the way, if you end up clicking that, again, things get a little bit crazy. Also, there is actually a couple of strategies here. So right there was the spin in. So right there was essentially the spin, because, yeah. So if you end up spinning around in a circle and spinning and pressing the button right as you attack in a specific spot, it is possible to essentially clear off whatever... Oh wait, I'm being silly, but yeah. So there. So that's the first trick you saw, which is the spin, and the second trick I'm about to show you, you spray water down in front of you like this, and then you dive into it, and then you can do what's called a slide, which is by far the best and fastest movement in the game. And if you do it correctly, it works really good. But anyways, we've had enough of this. Let's actually go and do the do this Goop Piranha, which is essentially his name. And there's actually another way of getting stuff pretty good, which is what I'll show you. So, if you press, I believe... Wait, not this button. I believe if it's that... Oh, yeah, like that, together. If you press R and ZR, in my case, together, you'll do what's called a spam spray. This is really effective at cleaning off stuff that would be too slow to clean off normally. And this can also be done in the air, too, if you're able to do it like this. Of course, they have to be pressed exactly right, otherwise it won't work, but... That's probably the most useful technique in the game and can be used to damage enemies rather quickly. There are quite a few spots where that's useful, but for now we don't really have much to do, so we're just collecting as many of the regular shines as we can possibly get a hold of.
Is it some sort of pump? I am flood.
Yeah. So yeah. We're only on 7 minutes into the game, by the way, and we're already in jail. This is not looking good for our plumber. Oh, let's see what happens. Shall we?
You are no doubt aware. Someone has been senselessly defacing fair Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance. The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed. How can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in Delfino Plaza, our poor residents tremble beneath a veil of darkness. Expert shine scholars have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the shine sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the shine gate. The reason? It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on eyewitness descriptions. The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection!
Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
The one good thing about it is that he didn't actually straight up just keep Mario in here. He actually gave him a chance to clean up his work. Because had he not done that, we may have had to call on help from maybe Yoshi to help him out. But that's no problem. We'll probably see Yoshi later. But I don't know.
Shine sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino. They used to gather in great numbers at the Shine Gate, but the graffiti incident has polluted the island and most of the Shine sprites have fled. There is no longer any power to support the peaceful lifestyle of the islanders. It is most pitiable. The only way to ensure the return of the Shine sprites is to keep the island from becoming any dirtier. The perpetrator is likely at work even as we speak. and you, Mario, are being treated as a criminal. Tomorrow we must do our best to resolve this situation.
Yeah.
Go straight that way. You can't miss the mess now. Your first job's to get rid of all that ugliness. And remember, we'll be watching you, pal. We'll know if you start slacking off.
Alright. Let's actually do this. So, we finally get to arrive in Delfino Pazza, and nothing's really right. Yeah, doesn't help that because I haven't played this game in particular in a while, I do not know how to turn properly. Okay, looks like it's left stick. Sheesh. Okay, we got him down. Alright. Now you get to actually see Shadow Mario. The Perpetrator. Shadow Mario's only game I know of. But, of course, he was later put in again later, but... Alright. So now we have to chase Shadow Mario, who's about to do something conspicuous. Yeah, he's kidnapped to the princess. Oh, jeez. Never seen him do that before. In case you hadn't already noticed, everyone reacts when you shoot them with water. Okay. Alright, now we can finally enter our first level after who knows how long. And now's where the fun begins. 100%ing this game is rather difficult. There's lots of secret shines to get just like in Super Mario 64, but there's also lots of M's to clean off as well. The particular annoying thing I'm going to show you right now is the blue coins. If you press a specific button, it's possible to bring up the map. And this tells you exactly how many coins are here, or at least left at the time. And you need to collect, I believe it's around 12 blue coins or more in each level in order to get all of that, so yeah. And blue coins are essentially hidden throughout the level. You have to get them by doing specific tasks. Because there's some tasks that can only be done in this level, we're going to start by trying to collect as many as soon as possible. Because particularly in some of the later levels, some blue coins are gated by other shines. So that means in addition to just doing the regular coins, we have to also do the other ones. So it can get rather annoying to get stuff. We'll be taking on these guys later when we go for the 100 coin shine. However, that will still be quite a bit later. In particular, there's lots of M's you can clean off for some extra stuff. Okay, I think now I've kind of gotten used to this, so I can start collecting the blue coins one by one. While there are many other ways to collect blue coins, the strategy I recommend going for is trying to get some of them very early on if you can, since a lot of them are gated by shines, so you want to ideally do those ones first before you do anything else. But there is a way to technically do it faster if you want to do it like that. Alright, so for our first really secret hidden shine, we have to go all the way to the top here and spray this M on the bottom. That's one of the coins that you can get. So yeah. We're gonna get a lot of coins using this, so expect to see that quite a bit. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to straight up clean this from the side. Remember, you can aim and shoot at certain spots, so... it would help if I could actually aim correctly. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got our first set of blue coins using that. When I tried to get these in my first playthrough, they were rather annoying. Also, most of our regular movement options return, such as this triple jump could be used again, which is pretty useful for reaching heights that would otherwise be too hard to reach normally. So yeah, that's very important. While we could spray these from the lower end, it's not necessarily a good idea to do it that way because then you won't have enough time to get to the blue coin in particular. So I do this because it's safer to do, obviously. Okay, so yeah, only a few minutes in, we've already collected around 50 or so of the 120 blue coins in the area. I believe there's quite a few that have to be collected. And yes, the side flip is back as well. Pretty much everything from Mario 64 returns, along with some other additional changes as well. Mainly the ability to use FLUDD and a better swim mechanic too. You do still technically lose time going underwater to get stuff, but yeah. Now this coin I'm about to get right here, this coin is very difficult to get. Well, not necessarily annoying. That coin is only available during the very first shine of this level. So if you wait to get it later, it'll not ever work, which is really annoying. Now, if we had a specific power-up, this could potentially be done a little bit faster, but for reasons I'm told, I'm not going to do this, because I just want to go through and look for other stuff. That's the only annoying one that I know about, of course. Because there are others you can get. Now, if you're really good, it is possible to jump off one of those spiders and completely skip the shine, but we have to continue the normal way, because I want to keep this as easy as possible. Part of the reason why I'm exciting this level so much is both for blue coins and also just in general trying to clean more of the stuff than I did last time. And as you can see, as you clean stuff up, things start to clean up around the way. Alright. Obviously, we don't want to take too long with this, so to continue on any further, we have to essentially clean off this Scoop Piranha again to finally get through this, so... Alright. Again, pretty straightforward boss fight, nothing really to talk about here. Alright, got him. So yeah, that's done. Like how instantly all of the stuff just vanishes once you collect that one shine. So yeah, that's great. Alright. This first level's not going to really take too long for the most part, because we're mostly just going to be spending our time trying to get to end of each of these areas as fast as possible. So yeah. So now we can kind of go for a little bit of speed. The coolest thing to do is right here, just being able to slide through a long distance, and if you're able to then use the hover nozzle midway through, you can get some really good speed in this. Now, even though we were able to clean some stuff off, it seems that more our stuff has been cleaned off. And now the bridge is completely out. As to just add more pain to my already crazy suffering. But anyways, time to climb all the way to the top of this big fortress area to get our next star. Which is where Petey Piranha also is here. This is also technically the first game to have Petey Piranha as a boss. So it's pretty nice, and we could use this to cover our waters, so we'll go ahead and do that. So this next area that we're going for right now essentially functions as our hover nozzle tutorial, since getting through that normally would take a really long time. Now our blue coin, heading up to top here and killing that guy, we're able to get some stuff. Unfortunately, we can't really get much of the 100 coin stuff and stuff with the blue coins until much later on in the level. I believe at Shine 8 there's something that spawns up here that'll give you a blue coin. That cannot be gotten once if Petey Piranha is up here, so for the first little bit we'll mostly be ignoring blue coins, at least for this first video and another one, and just focusing on collecting the regular shines since they're the most difficult spots. So anyways, heading up here we find Petey Piranha, who's gonna rush so badly that he literally causes the floor to crack beneath him. Or I guess it could be that Mario's just standing on it with him, too. This is one spot in particular where the spam spray could be useful. Because I'm not the best at it, I'm going to deal with him the intended way, because I don't really care. So yeah, we make him fill up with water, and then we just do a ground pound to attack him, which is done with the ZL button on my controller in this case. There are tricks to make them open a little bit sooner, which is kind of what I was trying to go for with that. You can essentially make him turn around, and you can make him turn around a lot sooner. He's normally supposed to take a lot longer than this to turn around. But in this fight in particular, he can open his mouth really quick. So yeah, pretty easy boss fight, nothing really much going on. But the game is about to get really difficult from here now. Because once this level is done, we get a couple of annoying things getting in our way. Now, we aren't actually going to leave this level. The game does intend you to leave this level, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to instead go in, defeat this Goop Piranha, and then immediately re-enter the level we just went in the last time. Because it is technically fastest in general to do one level when you have all the upgrades unlocked. So that way you can do it all the shines in one, which is what I'll be doing. Kind of similar to that of Mario 64. Of course, it is way more difficult to actually get this to work. You know, because I'm so close, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. By the way, there's another one. We have to fight him again. There we go. Just doing some fancy over while I wait for this to come up. We actually lost a lot more health than I was initially expecting. Thankfully, just like in Mario 64, you can pick up coins to replenish your health, which is good. So this next shine will essentially serve as a tutorial of why this game is even super hard in the first place. This is going to be our first secret level. All the secret levels are technically also floodless levels, meaning you do not use flood at all in this entire level. It's absolutely brutal, and when I did my Earth secret on this, I died at least 3 or more times before I was able to finally get it done. Like I say, it's for a good reason that the Hover Arousal is very, you know. Some of these Piantas later will give you coins for cleaning them off, so I just wanted to do that. See if that happens, but nothing really unfortunately happened there. Alright. Now, there are several ways to get to the Hillside Cave secret. The slightly untethered way, which I just did, is essentially you on a flip off both of those spots. The intended way is through a very long series of paths, which I'm going to zoom out to get to as soon as possible. You'll see there's kind of a little series of tight ropes you can cross, and one of those allows you to just barely reach it. But anyways, let's just enter this secret and get it over with. So, Mario loses his flood in a menacing, not really, cutscene, and now we have to do the entire level floodless. At this point, only his regular jump and slide will really do anything. So we'll instantly be regular jumping all the way through until other stuff. And this level in particular, things can get very annoying to go through all the way through. So before we do anything, we're gonna ground pound each of these the first time until we get one up. because we will need these. The only good thing that comes from the level is the absolute awesome tune that plays with it. Okay. That's the only really hard part of this secret. Thankfully, this secret isn't quite as bad as the others, but later on, these secrets get really difficult. And those stars you see to the left, you can't even get those right now. They're for a secondary part of the thing later, which I will show later. Okay, looks like I was only able to find one secret one up. Okay. So the idea of this is you want to wait for each of the blocks to come. Oh, that's the only hard part, by the way. Yeah. And you can see why I hate them so dearly now. Your life count also starts rather low, and they made it really difficult to attain extra lives. So unless you know how to farm extra lives really well, you'll be probably game over a fair share of times. Just like in the original Mario 64, game overing sends you all the way back to essentially... Whoa. That was a big save. Because there's so many blocks around here, I was able to just barely save myself. Thankfully, the camera is able to rotate in more directions, and unlike the previous camera that would previously block behind the location, you kind of get a shadow of Mario. Okay, well, I obviously don't want to go slow for that section. I figured out a good strategy. I should just actually nail it. The only hard part that I hate is the stars, like I mentioned. This is just the beginning of the first secret, though. The later secrets get even more difficult, forcing you to do some insane tech, whether it be jumping a lot or doing other stuff just to get through them. It's just really annoying. Thankfully, Mario kind of snaps to the spot very quickly in this game, so unlike the last one where you would be falling potentially for a long time, Mario's actually pretty easy to control in this, so that helps a lot with this. You know what? I'm not going to even wait this time. The last time didn't really have anything good, so we'll just do that and do a dive, and yeah, see, there we go. That was way better. Okay. There are way harder secrets than this one, by the way. There are some that are absolutely brutal. And every single one of them is technically required, except maybe one, to beat the game, since to beat this game, you have to collect almost every shine in every world to access Shadow Mario, and then vanquish him in each level by doing another chase again, similar to the first chase we did, only when we take him out, he gives us a shine. Right, so now that we've done that, we finally get to explore a little bit more of this area. Of the other stuff. Also, technically, you have to do the secrets twice. However, the second time you do it, you do not have to do it floodless. It only happens the first time. So, yeah, that's... I'm guessing you might have already recognized it for quite a bit, but yeah. As you might have guessed, it is possible to essentially get Okay, well, anyway, on that note, we're finally out of that hard level and are into our first red coin mission. Pretty much everything, including the red coin missions, return in this game, which I think is really cool that they did that. And also, you can actually do this without rotating this at all, but this is the strategy you're actually supposed to do to get this to work. You essentially spray water at that to rotate it, and then you can use that to get up here. Oh, and yes, we also have wind, which is absolutely annoying. They're just... They make an awful sound, they go right towards you, and it's just really annoying. Unlike some of the other games, it's not quite as punishing to fail in here, since there are many ways to get her nozzle back and a couple of other things. So it's mostly really easy, and also so yeah, that's what's you just saw what was called the teeth grab there. If you grab the rope by the teeth, you won't actually go up it. However, it is still possible to get up to the top. Okay, I really do not want to get that. So let's actually get on here. It's possible to get a lot of good height off of this, so it's pretty... oh. Wait a minute, can I get in here? Yeah, hang on. There's the boo. Again, we need to collect, I believe it's like 120 of these by the end of the game to get all of the stuff. Let's try and do this a little bit better. I'm not gonna even wait for the thing to... Okay, actually, I'm glad I did that, because I completely forgot about this lane right here. Oh, not even doing that anywhere close to right, just falling down. Like I said, I've not actually beaten this game, nor have I played it in a while, so this is probably gonna be the longest of the games. I have watched speedruns of it, and that's about it. I've not seen anything else, really. And yes, I mean it when I say I've never beaten Bowser, so I'd really like to actually get this game 100%ed so I can finally say that I've done it. It'll certainly take a long time to do it, of course. Ugh. I keep on messing this up. It's not even the hardest part of it. I just keep on messing it up. You know what? I'm gonna start using some of my movement that I learned from Super Mario 64 to help me out. In addition to using the flood to do stuff. So let's actually do this. And there's another spin that we can do. And there's the coin I was trying to collect earlier. Okay, I'm gonna wait on the side and then move out of the way of him so that he doesn't kill me that time. So we can get this blue coin and finally continue on with the mission after who knows how many fails at us. Just like I mentioned, there's another M. Some M's can only spawn during certain shrines in the game. And there's also other coins, at least the way the game intends you to get them. You're essentially forced to do extra stuff. Also, I'm nowhere near collecting all the 8 reds, because I only remember where the quick coins are. I don't know where everything else is. Like I said, there's lots of stuff I don't know. The only thing I do know is that, yes, we do have to collect all the blue coins, so the sooner I collect them, the better. So this is called a swooch. You can essentially squirt it at an enemy to do some stuff. We'll need that later to defeat a boss. You probably can't guess what it will be, because it's like the same boss we did before, only he's back and better. Okay, well, honestly, we should try and look for their reds. I just realized that, I've been kind of sillified by the fact that I've not gone over to the leftward area. Now that I remember to go over here, I know where the other red coins were. I just decided not to come up here first. It's so silly how much not knowing how not being in a game can do to how good you end up being. Oh, I tried to save it with the dive just like I did in Super Mario 64, but it did not work out that time. I do like that they kept every single movement tech that you were able to use in Super Mario 64 and made it even better with even more stuff you could do. It's just really cool. Jeez. Feels kind of silly not being able to, it feels hard to get used to the fact that Mario turns almost immediately in this game. There we go. We got it. Unfortunately, the next time around we do the thing, we will actually probably end up having to go into the level since we can't collect another stuff. So rather than doing the shine that I'm intended to do, I'm going to clean off this X. Which spawns something down at the other end of the area. Okay, that was nowhere near worth it. That's how you're supposed to do the slide, and when you actually do it correctly, it's pretty cool. Alright, anyways, we need to go and get some other stuff first, shall we? So rather than dealing with that, we're going to just continue along the path the game wants us to, heading all the way to another Uprana this time in here. There we go, he's finally out. Jeez. Thankfully, this is the last of the Goop Piranhas we are required to kill here to open up a new level, so we won't have to deal with these easy guys again. Maybe we could actually get to some of the trickier battles. Now, one thing I do remember is one particular level in this area I have actually done. That's the only thing I remember about this level. I've never gotten, I believe, beyond the 4th shine here. So, overall, things are really brutal, man. So, yeah. I'm not even sure how to do this level correctly half of the time. Thankfully, we won't be in there for too long, but not before having to do a secret right off the bat. Thankfully, once you get out of the secret, the rest of the level is free, with the exclusion of 1 shine. And it's there in the second, in particular, where things will become way more difficult. So anyways, we have to deal with our secret. There we go. At least we reached our first try. Could have been worser. By the way, you can't really do any slow strategies in a Shine at all. You essentially just have to go to the end and hope that you make it. And that is not a good extra life to get, right away. I'm gonna do a dive here. Alright. Time to look for the extra life again. Oh, actually found it right off the bat. Nice. The safest way I know of playing the secrets, if you're playing beginnery, is to just ground pound pulls until you find the extra life. Then once you found the extra life, you can use that to essentially get it to a point where even if you die a lot, at least you won't game over as long as you keep on collecting that extra life. That's the only safety strategy I know about. Beyond that, every level in here is very difficult in its own unique way, so let's just go. It's not like we have a choice, really. We have to just go through this as fast as possible. Even if we're not doing any dives, it's still pretty tricky. Alright. Since it's our first try, we're gonna, of course, check all the pulls to see if there's any secrets. Because if we can get more than one extra life, we can technically farm them up. Beyond that, though, there's no real good way of farming them. Alright. Now for this difficult part of the level. There's only a couple of blocks here for safety. That's about it. Every other block will essentially vanish into thin air. Okay, well, I made that look a lot easier, but trust me, I've fallen down the first part and the second part a lot of times. In case you didn't notice, that's probably one of the easier secrets, just because I did not like the star one. So, good thing that's done, because we don't have to deal with that anymore, and straight back into the level we will go now. We could technically do every shine here, and we would be able to 100% it, but I'm not going to do it just because I am rushing in particular to try and get to a specific shine. Alright. Well, yeah, that is not really good. So, in case you didn't already notice who that is, yeah, our boy Wigoro is back. He's even angrier than before. He's once again done something wrong, this time taking a nap at the top of the tower, and we have to get him off, obviously. Since I'm not quite as interested in collecting in blue coins, I'm just gonna collect a couple here just to get them out of the way, so I don't have to deal with them later. And then after that, I'm probably just gonna go through other stuff. Once I start other videos, I will probably try and collect them in. This is probably your best way of getting to the blue coins really fast, is the slide, so practice that a lot, because that's by far your best way of getting to these coins. If you try and walk to them normally, you'll almost never do it. With that done, let's try and actually head into the game's main level up that we have to do here. And we just are barely able to make it up to the sim and clean it off for a blue coin. Okay. There's my backflip. So, in order to wake this guy up, we need to climb onto the top of the tower and get all of these eel things or whatever off. I don't really truly know what these things are called. All I know is that they're bad and we need to take them out. I don't like this. I'm gonna do a triple jump to try and reach here. Easier. Okay. Okay, we made it. Alright, now we actually have to... Oh, it doesn't help. So, yeah, get ready for one of the more annoying fights in the game. For just a mini-boss, this is sure really difficult to do correctly. Okay, got rid of one, now we need to get rid of the others. You have to clear out all of these platforms in order to finally finish the sign, so obviously it takes really long. Alright, we got rid of that.
Mario.
Because we lost so much water, I think we're gonna have to go back and refill it in a second. Now that I know that I have to save a lot of water before doing this, I'm probably gonna try and take a little bit of a safer approach and just use my tech from Mario 64 to get up these areas instead. In that case, we can probably get up here with a side flip if we're able to get it. There we go. And this tree as well. Cool, that ended up saving a lot of having to do this. Okay, that's Mirror 2 done. Haika kind of just pops us right next to the area.
Mario.
Jeez, could I, anywhere, please? Alright. Alright, now we can get the shiny air, finally. Alright, so we finally got a chance to knock the Wiggler off, only he's probably not going to like it. You know what? Since there's a blue coin here, let's go ahead and get it while it's here. It's like, I just noticed this blue coin. Maybe I should go and get it. So let's get that before we collect the shine. We're actually going a lot faster now that the early game is done, because like I mentioned, the early game takes forever to do. Then once you finally escape the early game, it just gets much faster, because then you start doing all the levels together, and then everything just starts flowing. And we'll probably be back to this level later, too, because once we finish Pennant Park, is the level that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to get to as early as possible. The levels kind of go much quickly after that. And of course, in between them, we'll have to do all of the Delfino Plaza Shines as well. We're doing those later because some of those are even more difficult than the ones in the levels, so may as well start with these since they are required anyways. Alright, so now we have the Wiggler again. This time around, Wiggler is a little bit more difficult. To even get a chance to hit him, we essentially have to wait for him to come to one of these specific areas, make a pyramid appear, and then knock him on his side, which we just did. And then with that, we're able to attack with a ground pound on a very specific spot to get him. And then from there, we have to do stuff again. And each and individual time he gets hit again, he gets faster and more aggressive. The idea is just to trigger this right before he were to get to your location. I was almost quick enough. You know what? I want to go a little bit fast here, so we're gonna... Whew! Okay, that was close. There we go. Got him again. Thankfully, this guy is not quite difficult, just like his old form, but he can get rather annoying in this final part, simply because of how fast it goes. The particular annoying thing that you need to try and remember is when exactly he's gonna come to all these spots, because if you don't know that, you're gonna really get anywhere. And in the last part, he makes it especially difficult because there's one spot where he nearly goes into, but he doesn't actually go into all the way. Thankfully, this one I remember he always does go through. Oh, he fell so far back, he fell right into the water. Yeah, I don't think I can round him. Yep. Jeez. Can I even jump out of this water, by the way? In case you didn't already notice, the only real way of getting him done with this is to, hit him with this one. That's about the only chance you will have to get him. Alright. There he goes. Good night, Leo. Sorry about that, Hen. Wigger's not really trying to be mean at all. We just happen to disturb him all the times that he comes out. That being said, Wigger looked really mean in this particular game, so man. That's probably the angriest Wiggler I've ever seen. Now, we're not going to do the next shine, because the next shine is one of the more brutal ones. At least not right now, we're going to end this episode. But from the looks of it, we will have to do it in the next video anyway. Which is not fun. So I guess for the last little bit, I'm going to explore the area maybe a little bit more. Try to collect some boo coins. I always thought there was a shine in here, but I guess not. So I guess now that we are done with that, I may as well explore Delfina Plaza for a little bit to end it off. As they say, even if you end up not being able to do much because you can't really go into Lala because it's on, that doesn't mean that you can't do stuff in Delfina Plaza too. There's lots of stuff that you can do still. The most important thing that I like doing is collecting boot coins, because, like I said, you need them all for 100% anyway. You know what? Let's go into the sewers. I probably haven't shown it off at all. You can go into sewers in this game, which I think is really cool. I like the sound it plays during this. This is why I wanted to show it off early. And then you kind of just go charging through up the top when you finally get it. Also, this guy. He's kind of being a pain. Hey, hey. Oh, he does have a blue coin. I figured there would be one over there, but I had to check. So just because we don't end up collecting shines in this part doesn't necessarily mean we still can't collect them using other stuff. But yeah, anyway. This is going to be it for this video. Leave a like and enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we continue for this very tough game, Super Mario Sunshine. Like I said, I've never beaten it, so expect to see a lot of failures, but I'll try my best. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!